I'm Erica with Catholic Answers, and today's question is, if Jesus was a Jew, why are we Catholic? First, Jesus was a Jew both ethnically and religiously. He fully lived the Jewish faith, and he also completed it by serving as the Messiah, the Christ, that the prophets had long foretold. Christianity is the completed form of Judaism. Those Jews who recognized Jesus as the Messiah became the first Christians, while others stayed with an incomplete form of Judaism. Soon after, it became clear that anyone, not just ethnic Jews, could follow Christ. That's why Gentiles began joining the Christian faith. Today, most Christians are not ethnically Jewish, but we are Jewish in the sense that we follow the Messiah.
In another world, she could have been a
Paul
shield
explains this
maiden.
in Romans chapter 2, verses
We're
28
starting
through
soon
29.
after the see through it
Real
all
Jews
edit.
are those inwardly by the heart,
Share the link.
not merely outwardly by birth.
Give it a like.
Over time, some groups broke away from the
Say
church
what's up in the
Jesus
live
founded.
chat.
To distinguish it, the church was called Catholic, meaning universal, open to all people. So, Jesus was a Jew, and we are Catholics because we follow the fulfillment of Judaism, the church he founded, which is open to everyone. Thanks for watching, and if you have any more questions, visit Catholic.com.
I'm more Jewish than I ever was. Back before I had Jesus, Yeshua, I was not nearly as Jewish as I am now. And the fact is, if you're Italian or German or African American or Latin American or Asian, you're more Jewish than you ever were because you're grafted in. Because what is more Jewish than following the Jewish Messiah? He's in you. You're a child of Israel.
I believe that there is an Israel of God, and everybody who trusts in Jesus is a part of the true Israel of God, and that everyone who trusts in Jesus is truly a Jew. So I'm Jewish. Shalom. He's Jewish. He's Jewish. True Jews, inwardly Jews. We've been grafted into the Israel of God.
Israel's for the world. The church, Paul says, is the new Israel. So the church is for the world. So why do you become a Christian? To be a light for others so they can see.
For our people first, Jewish people, and then for the rest of the world. Why else do billions of non-Jewish people around the world believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Because of Jesus. Because of the Jew that came out of here that never went anywhere else in the world, just here.
For salvation is from the Jews. And so as we can understand our faith from a Hebraic or a Jewish perspective, we're going to have a more accurate understanding, beloved, of the Word of God and of the ways of God, because the God of Israel is also the God and Father of Yeshua HaMashiach, the Lord Jesus Christ.
Christians are this very unusual group because they're monotheistic in a world that does not believe in monotheism. And Jews are monotheistic in that time as well, but there was this idea that your religion could be tied to your ethnicity, and that was okay. Like, the Jews believe in one God, and that's weird, but they're Jews. Whereas the Christians start to convert people who are of all different ethnic backgrounds.
Only the Christian religion could have exposed the deceit of the demons to trick the nations into idolatry. And thus, Christianity spreading is the fulfillment of the destruction of universal idolatry in the Old Testament.
So the earliest criticisms of Christianity were actually that it was atheistic. Being the negative participle, and theos meaning God. Right? Because the ancient world was polytheistic.
Right.
But more than that, it was what's sometimes referred to as henotheism, in that it's not that they believe in many gods, it's that they believe in many gods, and your gods could be my gods, right? Jupiter could be Zeus, just same god by a different name. And your cities could have gods, right? Osiris and Ra can live in Egypt, and Zeus and Athena can live here, and that doesn't compromise anything. But then the Christians are coming around and they're saying, actually, no, none of those gods exist. If they exist, then they're demons.
All the gods of the nations are demons. But God, Yahweh, who is Jesus, is the creator. The true God, God of the Jews, in these passages is Jesus. That's the point. In other words, Jesus came to reveal to us God the Father. That God the Father is the God of Israel. The nations have been converting to the God of Israel. They begin destroying their idols. They begin leaving their gross stuff that they did. In Isaiah 49 and 50, it says that when the Messiah comes, nations will begin to convert, kings and queens will worship the Jewish Messiah, fulfilling the types of things predicted, for example, in Isaiah 49 and 50, where we're told that Gentile kings will become priests and worship the Jewish Messiah. I'm showing you that the Gentile kings and queens that are prophesied in Isaiah 49 and 50, they're the people in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th century that convert the Roman Empire and the other nations to worship the God of Israel. All of these prophecies that talk about the nations worshiping the God of Israel. How would all the Gentile nations worship the God of Israel? And if that does occur, it's said to be one of the key signs that the Messiah has come. Do you understand what I'm saying? The Messiah will come and the worship of the God of the Jews will be made universal. That's crazy. That's never going to happen. These people, they worship, demons and sticks and rocks. I mean, obviously, Odin is not identical in their minds to Satan, but from our vantage point, our metaphysics, our cosmology, all idolatry ultimately is satanic. For salvation is of the Jews. Jesus says in John 4, salvation is of the Jews. Okay? And he is talking about the Pharisees. He is talking about what we think of as Judaism. So all the dumb pagans, salvation is of the Jews. Yes, we do agree that in principle what Origen is saying is correct. It's just that the spiritual Judaism that he's talking about is Christianity.
Jesus says salvation is of the Jews, John 4:22.
So?
Romans 2, he's talking about Gentiles. He's saying he is a Jew who is one inwardly a Jew. And then in Revelation,
that means a Christian.
We're all Jews.
But spiritual Jews are Christians.
Spiritual Jews are Christians.
For no one is a Jew who is merely one outwardly, nor is circumcision outward and physical, but a Jew is one inwardly. And circumcision is a matter of the heart, by the Spirit, not by the letter. His praise is not from man, but from God. Can you get more explicit than that? Than the Apostle Paul, a Jew himself, saying, this isn't the real thing. This isn't where it's at outwardly, it's inwardly. And so the Apostle Paul makes it explicit there, is that you're not even truly Jewish because you are outwardly or physically Jewish. You have to be inwardly Jewish. It's a matter of the heart. And you could be Gentile, physical Gentile, and you could have the Spirit of God indwelling you and circumcision to the heart, and that's Paul saying that's a true Jew. Boy, but he's not actually physically Jewish. No, but he's truly a child of Abraham. He's a descendant. That's true Israel right there. That's a true Jew.
There is a sense in which Gentiles, we are receiving a Jewish salvation by virtue of our faith in Christ. Christ is the most Jewish Jew who ever lived. He is the seed of Abraham. He is the promised son, and through faith in him, we're Israel. I am true Israel.
You know, if you're born again today, I've been talking to everybody. You are Jewish. You are spiritually Jewish. That's not heights. I mean, on the outside you may look one way, but you are a child of Abraham. It's the most Jewish thing in the world. I mean, it's this thing called Christianity. It means the faith of Messiah. That's what Christianity means.
You're not truly Jewish. I am. I'm being the true spiritual Jew here. I'm the offspring of Abraham. I'm the descendant of Abraham, not you. I'm the one holding to the Jewish scriptures. You say you're Jewish, but you're not. You're lying. I'm the true spiritual Jew here. That's what ultimately I'm trying to do.
Salvation has come to the Gentiles so as to make Israel jealous. And what's interesting is Paul, I think, is reflecting on the end of Deuteronomy. There's a weekly Torah portion that's known as Ha'azinu in the Jewish community, and it's Deuteronomy chapter 32. And it's Israel's entire history in one chapter, their future history. I mean, it is an amazing piece of scripture. And in there, God says he is going to make Israel jealous with a not nation, and he is going to provoke them.
I don't see Christianity as being something that disagrees with Judaism.
Well, they do disagree in terms of their doctrine on Christ, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't...
But in terms of morality?
That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Because I think that's very Jewish, because he was very Jewish. It's a bigger view.
Yeah.
And he taught Judaism, so...
And I think it's important for people to understand, as Christians who are hating towards Jews, when asked the question, especially because wasn't it referenced in that podcast with the Fox News guy and Ted Cruz? Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz? And then he kept asking him this question, like, you know, what is your allegiance to Israel as an idea? And he's like trying to reference the Bible. And it's like, well, how about the obvious one? Your God is a Jew. Your God is a Jew.
Christianity is mostly means the Gentile believers who believe in the Jewish Messiah. Jewish believers are called something called Messianic Jews, or just Jewish believers in their Messiah. They're the natural branch. They don't have to call themselves Christians. They just, I'm a Jew believer. So I tell them, hey, I found your Messiah, dude. You did? Because they all believe someone's coming. They just don't know who. I found him. I met the Jewish Messiah. No way, was he Jewish? Of course. I just said Jewish Messiah, didn't I? What's his name?
Cool jacket, bro.
You gotta get the ch in there. If you say Jesus Christ of Nazareth, then it doesn't ring a bell.
In Romans chapter 9, verses 4 and 5, it says, the people of Israel, theirs is the adoption to sonship. Theirs,
Benicio del Toro looking MF.
the covenants, the receiving of the law, the temple of worship and promises. Theirs are the patriarchs, and from them is traced the humanity and ancestry of our Messiah. So it's through the Jewish people that we received the word. We received an understanding of who God is, his interaction with humanity, his holiness, and our desperate need of a Savior. And ultimately, it was through the Jewish people Jesus was born, the hope of all mankind. So I honor the Jewish people because God used Israel to bring about Scripture. God used Israel to bring the prophets. God used Israel to bring our Messiah. Jesus himself was a Jew.
Amen.
But we need to be careful of how we view them.
Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jewish God.
Help me, Jewish God!
Shout out.
I'm Erica with
See Through It All for the epic intro. You guys feeling the spiritual blessings? Are your Christ brains feeling circumcised? Epic new bit mix from See Through It All. Thank you so much for that. See Through It All, or sometimes seethe through it all. We all seethe a little bit sometimes. You feel like Adam Green. You're seething sometimes, like Trump. We're at a heart rate 71. We're going to keep our tabs on that throughout the show because I think we're going to be seething today, per usual. Bot rate machine!
I see the lot.
Daily Mail with some more Christ slop, the alien demon theory. We got a bunch of pastors that have met with the White House about the super important demon UFO disclosure. We're going to go through some of those updates. We got some Christian stuff. We got some other clips. You know how it goes. Going to be a big one today. What is today? Wednesday, May 6, 2026. I'm Adam Green. This is No More News. Powerchat.live/NoMoreNews. Pinned to the top of Rumble and Odysee and Kick and X, where we're streaming. You know what to do, where your comment will be played. Religious leaders told to, quote, prepare now for UFO disclosure to unleash Bible-changing revelations. Cue the Twilight Zone music for that. We are in the Judeo-Twilight Zone. Demon disclosure. There's this viral clip of this guy. You gotta love these pastors that wear these shirts. Affliction. Yeshua's affliction. Super bass douchebag pastor clothing line.
I had a friend that sent me a text message. I was in a meeting, a weekend meeting, preaching Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. And he said, Perry, can you give me a call? I have some information that has come to my attention. Of course, when a friend of yours does that you know quite well, you have no idea what information they're talking about. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but there were a large number of pastors that had been.
This guy's dressed like Christ Angel, not Chris Angel, Christ Angel.
Invited to go to a certain state to hear some men in the United States government and others share with them a concern that they had And this particular man, and I'll not name him, and then we may end up doing some teachings with him or having an event at his church. He has a great church. But he said, Perry, what they're about to release, from what we're hearing, there's going to be a release concerning aliens and concerning unidentified flying object spacecraft, that some of the people who were in the meeting were telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them for what.
Prepare thy sheep for the harvest. Prepare your flocks for the alien psyop. They're telling all the Zionist Christians, prepare your flocks for the final demonic showdown in Project Blue Beam.
What you're about to hear being released. And some of it has to do with crafts that have been discovered that are not allegedly a part of our planet, and the materials they're made of are not a part of our planet. Very strange reptilian-looking creatures.
Yes, let's go.
Other things that
David Icke vindicated.
Like something out of a sci-fi movie.
A sci-fi movie.
Welles' book.
It's straight out of a sci-fi movie. I'll tell you what. My super secret source told me it's straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Jesus Christ! Oh, Jesus Christ, you're such a little bitch.
8,000 likes for that one. 8,000 likes. All right, we got the power chat turned on. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Thoughts on all of this? Reptilians. The government told us the reptilians are really demons and they're sacrificing babies to Baal, and we all got to believe in Jesus, and we're in biblical times, let me tell you. Seethin' Heathen, new name, new YouTube channel, The Seethin' Heathen. Trademark, that's mine. I got it, thank you. All right, we got a bunch more new ones too. All these pastors, Daily Mail was not making up this event this time. Let's hear from Lex Luthor, Christian.
Recently, my team and I were traveling, and we had an encounter with something.
Alabama yeoman sent $5 on Rumble. Nice NASA meatball logo hat. A couple weeks ago bought a 1980s style worm logo NASA hat that has a space shuttle on one side and US flag on the other. Also,
go.
SLS Artemis II rocket model.
I got this the other day at a warehouse hat sale. Hat company had a warehouse sale and everything was $5. You think I'm not picking up a $5 NASA hat? I got to wear a hat every morning to get my hair to lay down from my bed head. Otherwise, it's sticking straight up. I look like the History Channel Ancient Aliens guy. Aliens. That's why I should do my hair up for Alien Week.
That we've never experienced before. And now when I talked about this just recently, many people in our comments feed and through our live broadcast began to ask us to bring it out and show you what we encountered. Now, what we encountered was 6 objects in the sky out in front of the aircraft. We were flying from Tennessee to Colorado Springs.
I love how all the Zionist pastors, they get the inside scoop. They're the ones brought together for the super secret warning. And remember, Trump has been foreshadowing this. He's been saying, like, we've got a bunch of UFO stuff coming out, and we're going to give it to you guys. We're saving it for you, Noahide, Christian Zionist. You guys are real into that stuff. You guys are way out there into that stuff. Super excited. J.D. Vance thinks it's demons. And now it's a Jewish psyop if they're bringing in all their Zionist pastors for this. Yeah, Operation Enoch for Operation Merkava Mysticism. I love how the big conspiracy is basically just that Jewish mysticism is actually real, guys.
And we began to see 6 objects right there in the sky. 6. And we believe these are UAPs and UFOs. So when we saw this, we just thought to ourselves, my goodness, what in the world are we looking at? How do we grapple with this? It was a very interesting thing. Now, uniquely enough, We were just in a disclosure meeting 2 days before this talking about UFOs, UAPs, all these things, and that there's going to come a great disclosure, even an announcement that we're not alone in the universe, we're not alone, and there's non-human intelligence that is absolutely happening all over, or in the highest offices of the land, or they know about it, that kind of thing. And so when we heard this, I thought, my goodness, this is quite the disclosure.
Dude, those look like airplanes.
And they were prepping us to be leaders in the space from a biblical perspective, to bring people.
Prepping them to lead the narrative from the biblical perspective. Wow. Red alert. If you need a bigger red flag than that, dude, this is wild. They really are doing the Merkava mysticism alien demon psyop. Dude, a lot of my takes covering. Now you see why I've been so obsessed covering this. Lots of the streams lately have been about the UFO aliens. It's going to be a lot of vindicated takes, I'm thinking.
The saving knowledge of Jesus, and help the church avoid deception and not knowing what to do if they encounter these kind of things. So what we did is we received that information, we began to talk about it. The next day, the president puts out a post that says he has authorized the specific agencies involved to find the truth of the matter of aliens, UFOs, UAPs, and all these issues and bring them out to the public. The day after that, we were traveling. This would be February 20th, 2026. We're flying, and as we were flying, we began to see these 6 UFOs appear out in front of us. Now,
oh, of course. Of course. Funny how the people, these Zionist pastors that get invited to this White House disclosure controlled narrative, they see them, of course. I trust this dude. I sure trust this guy.
I've talked to a lot of people about this, and I'm about to show you the footage.
Let's see.
But I've talked to a lot of people about it, and some said, well, that's probably just drones over the nation. Others have said
aliens confirmed Jews are the chosen people. It'll be something funny like that. You're right. Why do you guys keep saying bald Seinfeld? What do you mean? Does Seinfeld's not bald. Or maybe he is a little bald actually now. Does Seinfeld wear a hat or something? I don't get the reference.
And some of the ones I spoke with are actually some of the highest experts in the area of UFOs, UAPs, non-human intelligence, and the like. And when I spoke with them, they said, well, it could be drones, but it also really could be this.
Oh, he looks like Seinfeld. Got it. Bald Seinfeld.
Of this,
I thought you were saying my NASA hat looked like Seinfeld.
Disclosure narrative that's coming forward. So I'll let you determine that. I'll let you use your discernment. We don't have a solid answer on it, but we do know we saw something that kept appearing in the sky as we were flying into Colorado Springs.
Got it. Snow. Sorry. I was just being like self-conscious. I'm like, why is everybody calling me Seinfeld? Okay. Representative Ehrlich Berlinson is telling pastors that UFO disclosure will reveal aliens are interdimensional. There are creators and there's no such thing as God. Oh, what?
Only a handful of pastors are invited to come to a private meeting with a group of men who are connected with the intelligence world that are believers, but are still have very high security clearance. These are legit, true men of God that are still connected to Washington and even this current administration and all branches of military. And they literally told us, we had a sitting congressman, a very well-known congressman from Missouri. He called into that meeting as well. That was just for pastors. And this is what he said. On speakerphone, this sitting powerful member of Congress said, are the pastors listening to me? I'm getting chills right now because this happened to me. He said, are the pastors in the room listening to me? And I said, yes, sir, we are here.
Are the demons in the room?
Go and tell the church they are not ready for what is coming. The narrative that is coming, what
prepare the goyim,
is going to be like nothing you can even imagine. They are preparing to tell us that they are from another dimension, that they are our creator, and that these beings, these aliens, or whatever you want to call them, they were the ones that seeded us here. There is no such thing as God. Jesus was invented by them. The Bible was invented by them. And begin to just say, listen, prepare the people for what is coming because they're not ready.
If that happens, that's going to be so cool. This shit is so viral on TikTok. Oh, it's everywhere. Yeah.
To study. He said, study the days of Noah. And if you can understand how Noah responded, that's how you're going to have to respond.
Oh, flood America, flood the West. We need a flood to destroy Edom. We need Armageddon. Dude, this is getting very real. This is getting extra creepy levels now.
I believe what God is doing in the body of Christ right now is getting us ready, because the
mass Christian chimp out. Yeah.
The question for you is, are you
going to be like a
answer?
Jewish? It's going to be like a Jewish end times Left Behind movie or something. The aliens are going to say that they created us and that they made up the Bible. Why would the aliens make up the Bible and trick us into worshiping Jews? Are they space Jews? Gnosticism W? Yeah, it is a little Gnostic in the narrative. You're right. Dude, paging Donnie darkened. All right, here's another one. This one's 41 minutes. Hold on, though, just so you can see. He says, Alan Dildo here says, equipping end-time believers for the next great awakening. Oh, man. It doesn't get any more glowing kosher than that. The news is true. I was brought into a private meeting with other pastors. Phones off, no recordings. We were warned disclosure is coming, and many will be unprepared for what follows. Pastors must begin preparing their flocks for the harvest. Their people now. 2.4 thousand likes. Here's a clip of him, since I don't want to watch the whole thing.
But this is going to be a really...
That's not it. It's this one. Where is he? Where is he? Dude, I thought I had a clip. Rogan's talking about it again some more. Okay, we'll do him. He is in this one.
But this is going to be a really important conversation.
Yes, thank you, Bishop Allen. And Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I was here till about midnight last night at the studio. My son woke me up at 3 o'clock this morning. I've been up since, so I should have just stayed here all night.
Well, there's so many things going on. We, the three of us, and a few others, just a handful of people, were pulled into a meeting, and we really got data and information that not all of it can we talk about because there's an investigation going on higher ranks of issues. And so we'll talk about the things that we can and should talk about, but we're going to give a lot today. And so what I'd like to do is Bishop Allen, if you could just start with us, my friend, and just begin to talk about what you're understanding and some of the takeaways you have. And then Tony, I'd like you to respond to that. Let's begin.
Well, I've got to say this was one of the most unusual meetings I've ever been a part of, where the three of us, along with maybe three others, it seems like a half a dozen people were gathered in an Airbnb in the mountains of Tennessee, discussing an investigation that's going on in the United States government against crimes they have committed in the process of retrieving and reverse engineering technology from non-human intelligence. The meeting also went forward to discuss the propaganda plan that was in place leading up to disclosure. And so it was interesting that as we were preparing for this meeting, I think, Tony, was it 2 weeks before we actually had the meeting, you reached out to us and said something about this.
Yes.
As we were getting ready, the urgency of the meeting was there's about to be disclosure.
Thank you, Maxed Out Bear.
$5 on Rumble.
For
some hair product so that you don't have to wear a friggin' NASA hat.
Yeah. Have I showed you guys my Goyim hat yet? It's got camouflage. It says Texas Hunter on the front. It's a trucker hat. Can't remember if I showed you guys that one or yet, though. I got a few hats.
We need to have a
$5. We've been to that warehouse sale a few times too. I got a Snoopy sweatshirt that's like NASA and Snoopy Charlie Brown themed. It's sick. I'll show it.
Conversation with key ministers who have a big reach and a big influence, so that the body of Christ is not unprepared and is knocked back on their heels when this information comes out. So the interesting thing about the timing of this meeting is, as we were gathering, we saw Obama come out, we saw Trump come out, and then we saw more statements that we're going to talk about here in the future. So that's kind of the gist of the meeting. There was a lot that we'll talk about.
I'll go Leonardo DiCaprio style.
But it was truly one of the most unusual meetings I've ever been a part of.
It really was. Tony, you really were part of the
These guys
catalyst
are about
get us
to
going
come in their
some of these
pants.
spaces. Can you give us a summary?
Yeah, so you're welcome for having the most unusual meeting you've ever had.
We blame Tony.
Hey, blame the podcaster. So, so long story short, I came in contact with these guys more than a year ago now, and I've been in touch with them, communicating with them, and their heart is to prepare the body of Christ for what's coming. These guys are part of, let's just say, they're Christians in intelligence operations, and they are specifically
Christians in intelligence operations? Oh, you're telling me the leaders of Christianity are an intelligence operation? Dude, they're not being all that secretive about this, huh? It's like the cat's out of the bag. They want you to know that's part of the psyop, is telling you it's an op. This is wild.
geared towards trying to, initially it was to gather evidence and data.
You guys believe this?
What's actually going on behind the scenes within the disclosure community, and that's made of many different camps. And they have gathered a lot of data. And I remember when I was introduced to them, I got some phone numbers, and we set up a phone call. And I think there was 3 guys on the call, including myself before. And we spent probably about 2 hours.
How much you want to bet these guys prayed and prayed and prayed not to keep losing their hair? And they're like, God works in mysterious ways.
Hours on a call discussing what they've come up with and what they believe to be going on with disclosure.
Oh my God. Are they going to actually tell us anything?
All of their
You and I recently just had a clandestine.
Hold on. Isn't this the guy that's been, see through it all in the chat? Isn't this the guy that's been on all over CBN or the John Hagee network? I'm pretty sure this guy hosts a show on the John Hagee network. I want to say.
Meeting in the middle of the woods, Airbnb in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee.
Yep.
They were broke back in it up there.
We're not having this
Joe Rogan
just because we're trying to find something to talk about.
Yep.
This was some information that filled in some spaces, filled in some holes with people who know what they're talking about. We had to turn our phones on airplane mode. We did. This was a very, I don't want to say confidential, very confidential meeting.
It was.
So we're going to be in a
top secret.
Some things we can't disclose.
That's right.
That we're going to be sharing some things that we learned in the last 24 hours. So
it's about we were approached because of
Kira, what's up? I know you are.
With many years experience. Cheers to your beard. It's always on point.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it shorter, a little shorter. I respect Kira. Hey, Kira, I wish I lived near you so you could do my beard for me, because it's tough getting it straight, doing it right. Do you do beards? Are you a beard expert? I only trust a woman to do my beard if she's covered in arm sleeve tattoos. Do you have arm sleeve tattoos, Kira?
Yes.
And some of the prophetic things I've shared and the reams of information you've put out over the several years, they are gearing us up for the great deception that I believe what they're going to release is going to so fit the narrative. They're going to say Jesus was a spirit, enlightened being that came down, however they frame it with their terminology. He came down and he was one of these star people. And they're going to go down this whole avenue and they're going to try to lay over Scripture all of their narrative, which is really demonic in origin. Can you share some of that?
Yeah, and they're not going to be defamatory. They're not going to attack Christianity. They're going to say, you're close.
You're close.
You're close.
Dude, where is Donnie? I swear, me and Donnie talked about this years ago.
Here's what actually happened.
Come on. Yeah,
Here's
Alan's
what really
right.
happened. And I've written about this, I believe, in Summoning the Demon, but for decades, for a very
you
long
have the
time.
other book. What is it? Antichrist?
Yeah, AI, Aliens, and the Antichrist.
Yeah, that book is awesome. We're seeing 3 things. I'm just going to go here and just try to write this out because I believe that we've actually been, in some ways, vindicated of things we've talked about. So when we're talking about the alien, UFO, whatever, okay, so let's just...
Donnie Darkin has gone dark on us, guys. He has not tweeted since April 22nd. April 22nd. It's like 2 weeks ago. He hasn't Did they get to him? Did Donnie get he got raptured last week? Maybe. Did he get raptured away? Donnie, if you're out there, Donnie Darkened, if you're out there, can you save us? What is going to happen next? Is Jesus going to save us from the demonic deception? Donnie, if you're out there, you're the only one that can help us.
UFOs. Number one, tech. And the data Alan and I just received, I think the stat was something around 95%, or the UFOs we see is high-level tech. Alan, do you want to comment on that at all?
Yeah, they mentioned most of what we're seeing are either technology from the United States government or adversarial governments that are making incursions in United States airspace. Now, a lot of that tech, that 95%, is reverse engineered tech.
Yes.
That's being used.
And they began to share things. We actually saw images of creatures.
Yeah.
And that was startling.
Yeah.
And number two, and Alan, you are so versed on this. Number two, Blue Beam, and I'll let you explain it.
Yes. In order to bring everyone under a one world religion, one world government, there is a plan for this. The globalists, the elites have a plan. And their plan is, number one, there'll be some sort of catastrophic event. It could be an earthquake. It could be a tsunami that will...
They're going to fake, ladies and gentlemen, the New World Order, the globalist satanic New World Order is going to fake an event so they have the one world religion, and then we got to defeat that and have the one world religion with Jesus ruling the world. I love how they fearmonger about a one world religion, but then their answer is the one world Jewish religion worshiping Jewish Jesus. Corey Mailer, this is Corey Mailer's alter ego, twin brother.
Cover some documents that'll show the Bible.
Corey Mailer physiognomy.
True.
I know.
And that we bring under...
Yo, thank you, Indomitably.
Based sent $50 on Rumble. How convenient that they wait until AI-generated images and videos are so good that Goyim could readily fall for it.
Yeah. Or, yeah, you're right. That is interesting. Right. Maybe that is what they had to wait for.
Bring it all.
Appreciate you. Good job on the show yesterday too, Indomitably. Our America United, what is it? America First United infiltrator spoke out. It's up on Rumble and X if you guys missed it yesterday.
They say is like 5% of what's actually going on out there. But the real is where we start getting into the fallen angel narrative.
Dude, why'd they end the clip there? The fallen angels, ladies and gentlemen. It's all real. It's all totally real. All your favorite podcasters in the government and the Zionist government are saying it. Totally real.
That they actually look more human with reptilian skin.
Yes.
But humanoid. They're hybrids. They mixed it in a lab. Come on now.
Come on.
Okay, so it's not from another planet.
Dude, the whole world's been laughing at David Icke for 30 years, and you're telling me he's going to be correct? Now they're all going to say David Icke was right? Is that really the timeline we're on right now?
And they don't even look like you think they look. So who's in charge of that?
Satan.
So this is the things that I've never talked about before. I probably never will again, but thank you for coming. But this is the thing that we're dealing with. We're dealing with the book of Revelation. These things are going to come out of the earth.
Yeah.
They didn't come on spaceships.
Amen. Amen. Heard the guy. Amen. They ain't no aliens. They're demons. They're under the water. They're coming out of the earth. They've always been here. Tucker said it. Candace said it. Rogan says it. Revelations is real, ladies and gentlemen. The Bible's real. Jesus is coming on the clouds in a horse.
Beings. And those who have enough sodium pentothal in their
Nephilim are coming.
Indomitably Based sent $10 on Rumble. To be honest, if the Jays want some kind of pretext to spring alien conspiracies or otherwise take power over people, they hardly need to wait for an earthquake. Continued Iran war would be enough.
Yeah, they're just going to dangle some spooky looking things in front of people to get everybody believing that Revelation in the Bible and the book of Enoch is real. That's going to be the only takeaway, the only effect from them doing this. Bigfoot
will tell me the truth, no matter what agency they work for. They will tell me the truth, and that is they're interdimensional. They're not coming from far away. They're coming from below your house.
They're gonna come land in Trump's new ballroom. Is that a theory? Trump's third temple ballroom is gonna be a underground base for the aliens. They're gonna land on the top of it. The Galactic Federation is gonna land on the top of the new ballroom, and they're gonna be like, "Take us to your leader." And then Donald Trump's gonna be like, "Right this way. This is Bibi. He's my leader."
And they're waiting
he's
for a certain
Moshiach.
time to come up on the earth. And God's not letting them be exposed yet.
Paulina Luna's pushing it hard. We've been playing her clips a lot the last few months.
So the interdimensional beings is what our witnesses will call these things. I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion. Again, but there has been a declassification order from the president, and you will see as soon as that stuff comes out.
Right. So do you think that the American public's going to be super surprised when this comes out, or is it going to be a bit of a nothing burger?
Well, I don't think it'll be a nothing burger, but, we're not going to tell the American people what to make of it. But I think, when, again, you saw my last hearing that I did with the task force where there was some footage that was entered into the archive, and it was pretty shocking for people. I don't know much tech that can deflect a Hellfire missile. I don't know about you. But, I think
So what do you think?
Footage that you'll see.
So what do you, if you had to just make a decision now about whether there really were, I guess, aliens moving among us with their strange machines that have all sorts of powers, do you think that's plausible?
I don't call them aliens, and I don't know what these things are that they're using, right? But I think that there's stuff that we have witnessed as members of Congress, been briefed on that we cannot explain. And I will leave it at that because that's going to be coming out soon. And I think that the American people will have many of their questions answered. But, there's stuff declassified years ago out of the Pentagon. Multiple videos, Tic Tacs. I think Tucker Carlson family actually had shown one of the videos. It looked like a pyramid that was flying around. And, people see it. They're like, yep, we knew it. And then they move on. So I don't think that, the earth is going to stop moving. But I think that for a lot of people that are paying attention, it's just
I kind of hate when the music ends at the end of a clip and then it keeps going for a while. It's a little pet peeve of mine. I hate it on my own videos. It's hard to time out clips and compilations to end at the same time as the music. It reminds me of when I'm sleeping at night. I can't sleep ever since we had the first baby. We got gifted a noise machine. So I love that thing. And sometimes it'll go off at night. It'll run out of batteries, or we'll accidentally press the button and it'll be set for like timer mode. It shuts off at night and I'll wake up from my sleep not hearing the room go silent. It's crazy. And it does the same thing to my brain when the music cuts and then the clip keeps going. But just me?
information of kind of something that we already suspected.
Is it just me?
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Galactic Federation?
One of the things that they were talking about is that I just got off with the Galactic Federation every single month. On the 11th of every month, I remote view the Galactic Federation mothership live, and this was completely next level. So they went into a lot of things. It was about an hour and a half recording. And one of the things that they were talking about is that the group called the Collective, otherwise known as the White Hats, are essentially messaging.
QAnon vindicated. Yes, it's all coming out. The storm is upon us. Saving Israel for last. Trump and the Galactic Federation. The White Hats. The White Hats are taking on the small hats and the black hats.
Otherwise known as the White Hats, are essentially messaging encrypted messages to all of the Illuminati members or the shadow government members, okay, we're talking celebrities, musicians, politicians, government officials, military, you name it, if they're involved in the shadow government, they are getting a message right now that they will be exposed. You would think that with the Epstein files, that's already a threat in and of itself, but they're taking it to the next level. Now, I don't know if they're getting exposed for being a part of the shadow government and the Illuminati. I don't know if they're going to get exposed in being a reptilian shapeshifter. I don't know if they're going to be exposed in maybe some of the blackmail tapes, like say the Epstein or the Diddy tapes, or other tapes that were created that were not a part of Epstein and Diddy. But essentially, right, we are in the midst of seeing celebrities, musicians, canceling their world tours right now. We're seeing massive, huge CEOs stepping down off of their positions because of these threats that are coming from the white hats. Now, on top of that, the shadow government, in order to combat this situation, they are pushing back and reaching out to their members and saying, we will give you more fame. We're going to give you more money. We are going to give you more power, more control. Whatever they promised initially, they are doubling down their promise. And it is an insane battle that is happening right now. There was another thing about the reptilians and the clones, and I'll just mention one more thing, but please go check out the entire thing. It's season 2026, episode 3, okay, of the Galactic Federation summits and essentially season of Planet Earth. And
you're telling me there's a thing called the Galactic Federation summits? Is that like a people where everybody believes in aliens goes and meets up at a conference? Or she saying like the actual aliens had a summit? I missed it. Autonomous, your mom is into shit like this? A lot of people are. Unfortunately, this has 1.2 thousand.
So they were saying that they are replacing all of these influential figures with clones because these influential figures were actually shape-shifting reptilians. And because the frequency is getting to a point where it's so high, the reptilian shape-shifting technology can't exist in that higher frequency.
Oh my God, guys. Did you just hear that? Do you understand the magnitude of this? The shape-shifting alien Illuminati celebrities have been replaced with clones. But the white hats are going to expose them. And we're trusting the plan. So it's all good.
So in order to avoid the reptilians getting exposed for being reptilians, they would rather replace them with clones because the technology can exist in the higher frequency. So crazy.
So crazy. Yes. I can't believe it. I can't.
What an idiot. What an idiot. Oh, what a loser.
Dude, is my frequency just not right? Is that why I'm not on this level? Let's see. Is there a frequency on this thing? Am I seething a lot right now after watching that? 64. What did I say? We started at like 71. I guess this is actually soothing and therapeutic to me to watch all these kooks schizo out in a alien end times alien psyop. How am I lower? Maybe it's because I've been sitting down. I wasn't running around like before the show. Crazy. Reptilian fatigue. I know. It's okay. We're chill. We're not cortisol maxing. Rogan's talking with this big influencer, this big Indian influencer about UFOs and aliens in a new clip. Of course. Are we Enoch maxing here? We're going to get some Enoch talk. Let's go.
Chet said that whatever they're going to release, it will be indigestible.
What does that mean?
Right.
Indigestible as in, or, well, then it doesn't mean that it's real. Then.
Dude, is he the new Coast to Coast? He's got George Norrie here. That's not George Norrie. What's his name? George Norrie was the other host. This guy is the main Coast to Coast guys. Ah, come on, chat will know in a second. We got an alien antlers on the desk. We got Mars Attacks masks. Art Bell, yeah. Art Bell, thank you.
Well, I think it means that it'll be so crazy if it's real so crazy. He's the one that's been saying that there's these confirmed bases under the ocean, that there's these specific locations. I think he talked to, you're shaking your head. You don't believe a word of it.
No.
How come?
No, you're retarded, Joe.
It's true that there. Look.
You're calling from west of the
Completely
Rockies.
Implausible that there aren't other species.
Right.
Completely implausible.
Just the
vastness of what we're dealing with. So the real question is like, why haven't we encountered people or those things, those beings?
Right.
Secret species.
Probably because they have bigger fish to fry. You know? So by the time that we meet them and they meet us, we're going to kind of be at the edge of like we've kind of been there, done that on our own planet, and then we've kind of like developed the technology, I guess, to get beyond it. But somewhere along the way, there must have been a few. Just mathematically impossible. So then the question is it buried, or were people confused when it first came here? Like, if you had a spaceship land in like the 1800s,
right?
What would people have done? They would have just freaked out. They wouldn't have understood it. Maybe they would have buried it. Depending on where it was, maybe they started to pray to it.
Right.
And you would have just moved on. And then that isn't documented in history, so...
But it is.
But how?
It is. There's a lot of it documented in history.
First, you mean like hieroglyphics and like monuments?
Well, Book of Ezekiel. The Book of Ezekiel goes in depth about some sort of a UFO encounter that Ezekiel experiences.
Right.
Let's go.
Wheel within a wheel and a
Ezekiel's chariot, Merkava mysticism, maxing. I knew it. I knew Joe would do it again.
A cloud with fire flashing forth continually in the midst of a cloud, as it were gleaming metal, and from the midst of it came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and the creatures darted to and fro like the appearance of a flash of lightning. This is all.
Yeah, let's all pretend schizo Jewish mysticism is legit. Let's do it.
It's also in the Mahabharata. They talk about Vimanas, these flying crafts, and I think it's entirely possible that we have been visited periodically, and that we have been monitored, and that we are monitored.
I agree.
Currently.
I agree.
And if I was going to hide,
he agrees.
I would hide in the ocean.
Hiding in the ocean.
Said that whatever they're going to release, it will.
All right, Cash Patel says UFO documents are on the way. Hanging out with Sean Hannity, leaning back. Dude, I was just thinking about that the other day. It's like, I want to redo a new studio where I have a recliner, a leather recliner. I want big TVs on stands or on the wall. New camera. I want to have like a wireless lap desk with a keyboard and a mouse, and so I can camera overhead, and I'll lean back and lounge in my lounger. Dream studio. It's all been verified, like Alex Jones said. Go full Art Bell. No, I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I'm just saying, did Art Bell lean back in a recliner? I'm gonna start recliner maxing. My back is can't. I could stream more and do longer shows if I have a more comfortable chair, and I'm lounging.
Have you watched Agents?
Then my heart rate will really go down.
Okay, you're busy. You have a full-time job. I'm more and more convinced that probably, and my faith tells me, we have universes within universes. There's no limit to God's imagination.
My faith says so, and God can do anything. So it's definitely demons.
Thorsrune sent $10 on Rumble, paying my UFO Space Jews registration tax at him.
Dude, if you guys want to be raptured away in the Jewish spaceship with me, tithe your shekels. $5 5-shekel challenge. If you want to be saved in the Jewish UFOs and take us to the world to come on another planet, on planet Nibiru. Dude, the Jews are coming, and Nibiru is actually a Jewish spaceship, the mothership. They're coming, and if you guys donate to my show, we will survive. We will survive the true rapture.
So the idea that there would be life on other planets that may be visited here that would not at all shock or surprise me. Have you ever looked into it?
We're looking at it. Here's the thing. again.
Okay, I want all the details.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, it's not Heaven's Gate. It's Zion's Gate. Who wants to join my Zion's Gate cult? Thank you, Rumbler. Zion's Gate. That's funny.
Every other president before President Trump could have said, hey, let's look at that and get the American people the information. What did he do? He stood up an interagency process with Department of War leading that effort to get out the documentation related to everything that you're talking about, not just from the FBI, from the IC and everywhere else. And so what do? We already delivered our first tranche of information to that committee, and they're going to be publicly releasing this information very soon. We are all for it. There's nothing in this subject that we're talking about that we don't want released. Our job at the FBI is to work with the White House and DOW, give them the information, and then they're going to put that out in a methodical process. And you're going to start seeing those releases literally happening in the very near future. We just met on it.
Do you think we've ever recovered alien forms?
I don't have any information.
Dude, what's with every one of these guys with the liquor bottles in the background? Is this what they think impresses the goyim, the sheeple?
These Selyabs are alien maxing at the same time.
Dude, they're not even necessarily alien masking. They're Bible maxing. They're Enoch and Ezekiel maxing. They're fallen angels spurging. What's with all these guys in the studios with the alcohol in the background? Aren't they supposed to be Christians?
That's specific.
So, Donald Trump is kind of verbose. He talks a lot.
I'm going to let you tell him that.
All of this is very triggering for Cash, who apparently, allegedly, reportedly has a alcohol problem.
Tell him anything I want. I have no hesitation. But he clams up on this issue, and I don't know why. Because I've never been interested in it. I'm like, I want you to get interested in it.
Well, it's just
real crash cuss, drink
President
whiskey.
Trump listens to what the American public has an interest in.
Yeah.
He's got a job that's 1 billion times more busy than mine. I'm just focused on law enforcement, national security, and crushing violent crime. Yeah. He's got to do 1 million different things at once, and he still has the time to say, stand up an organization. The American public wants the documents. We've already delivered the documents. They're coming out.
They're coming out. Everything, all the darkness is coming to light. Obama laughs off previous comments on aliens.
The next day,
Let's see.
Well, what I meant
is Obama about to be a part? Obama's covering up the truth about the aliens. You really want to get all the goyim to believe it? You make Obama be against it, and they'll be like, Obama doesn't like it, so I believe it. Trump's pro-alien. Those Democrats are anti-alien because they don't believe in God. Obama's working with the aliens, confirmed. Obama is on team. And we have your phone number on the resume. Burn. All right. Is that all the alien stuff we have? I think so. That was fun. Okay, let's see. Rachel Wilson sat down for Andrew Wilson's wife, the Ortho Queen. Sat down for another big interview. I think Elon Musk retweeted one of these clips, but here she says they're saying she believes the witch trials were justified. She would. Let's see.
A lot of witches were.
If you had to break down the real reason the witch trials happened, what were they upset with?
This common trope that you hear now that the witch trials were just awful patriarchal men who didn't like women who had their own brains and their own thoughts. And so if you tried to speak up, they would burn you as a witch. That's historically not accurate at all. A lot of witches were prosecuted for practicing witchcraft, doing spell.
Witchcraft isn't real, Rachel. Doing spells, magic words. She's like, first of all, we say that it was Christians burn, not patriarchs because they were saying things. That may have been the case on some occasions. It was spurgy schizo Christians that thought anybody that was doing anything weird or pagan or not Christian is a witch. Oh, they were doing witchcraft, so they deserved it, actually. The Christians were right because they were literal witches.
Historically, not accurate at all. A lot of witches were prosecuted for practicing witchcraft, doing spellcraft. Another really common reason a witch might have been burned.
So you think those are legitimate reasons to burn women? They weren't just mouthing off. They were doing magic. They were saying spells. They were reading from their witches' books.
At the stake was they were the primary purveyors of poison. If you wanted to poison someone, you went to a witch. If you wanted an abortion, if you wanted to kill someone by poison, if you wanted to do ritual sex magic, you went to the witch who lived outside of town.
In reality, they were providing abortions and poisoning people.
Yes.
And people were concerned that that would spread. If you had to break...
Poisoning people? So that sounds like a witch hunt to me. Poisoning, maybe they were good at like they were like herbalists. I've heard some of them at least. That's what they considered witchcraft. Like just they were homeopathic. That's how you say it, right? Homeopathic. Yeah, they were herbalists. They were doing poison though. Maybe. I've never heard that before. I'll have to look into it. Were witches poison peddlers? Were they poison dealers? We'll have to check. We'll have to fact check that. Let's see. I think we have another one from her. Where is it? Explains how feminism is witchcraft.
Feminism and the rise of witchcraft. The fastest growing religion among Gen Z women in America isn't Christianity and it isn't atheism, it's witchcraft. Do you think the rise of feminism and the rise of witchcraft is a coincidence, or do you think they're the same movement?
I definitely think they're the same movement. Susanna Budapest was the first to get witchcraft laws overturned in the United States. She was leading spell casting rituals against Trump with all her witches that are on Facebook and TikTok. When Roe versus Wade was overturned a few years ago, the Satanic Temple and multiple Wicca and witchcraft covens who contested the changing of the laws because they said abortion is a ritual sacrament for them and should be protected under religious freedom laws. They're the ones who tell me witchcraft is a spiritual battle for feminism, for women's freedom, for revenge against the patriarchy.
The fastest growing religion.
Sounds about right. Except that they're not doing real magic and the Satanic Temple don't really believe in Satan. She's blaming feminism on pagans, essentially. You know, I saw Grace was saying this today, that it's a lot of the Bible thumping extremist Christians that probably create a lot of feminism. Joel Webbin did a show on witchcraft and feminism too. Yeah, I mean, basically, homeopathy is still modern healthcare. Yeah. Oh, one of them might have had some poison, or some of them also might have had some healing stuff. They were the first medicine men and medicine women. That's satanic. You just need to pray to Jesus and get your blood leached or some weird shit.
Among Gen Z women in America isn't Christianity and it isn't atheism, it's witchcraft. Do you think the rise of feminism and the fastest growing religion among Gen Z women...
How about the question should be, do you think witchcraft is real? I mean, if a Christian believes in magical Jewish blood saves you from hell, of course they would also believe in witches. Dude, what is wrong? Are we an idiocracy? Got to do something about them demons and witches. You know, the real important issues. Christ brains. Jay Dyer admits the Orthodox Church has many clinically insane individuals on psychiatric medication. Oh yeah, the crazies flock to religion.
I actually think too that we have to remember a lot of people that are in the Orthodox world, they're also on meds, and I'm being 100% serious. Like there are people that are on SSRIs. A lot of the people in the Orthodox world are unstable mentally. And it makes sense. I mean, the church is a hospital, so it's going to attract all kinds of people that need help.
Yeah, a bunch of crazy, desperate, degenerate, drug addicts, broken people, desperate people, vulnerable people, easy to exploit. Historically, accusations that witches poison people were extremely common, especially during the European witch trials between the 15th and the 18th century. People believed witches caused illness, infertility, crop failure, madness, or death through curses, potions, powders, or contaminated food and drink. In many cases, poisoning accusations were mixed together with fears of magic and demonic influence. Like, I'm not going to dismiss the idea that somebody somewhere found some poison mushroom and mixed it in and gave it to somebody they didn't like. It's a fact that people have been poisoning people or accidentally poisoning themselves for a long time. Why would God make the world with so many things that we're trying to live and eat and survive that poison you? I'd blame God for the poisonous things he put on this earth, for one. But also, these Christians are, something happens, some dude goes, oh, this woman that's not a Christian looked at me the other day, and now I can't get a boner. You poisoned me, right? Like, there was some false accusations going on there. Supernatural poison. The affair of the poisons, fortune tellers, and alleged witches in the court of Louis XIV were accused of selling poisons, conducting black masses, and murder plots. They would never falsely accuse anybody, though. Huh? It must have always all been deserved.
Even in the monastic world, too, there are people who have mental problems in the monastic world. So people need to be aware of this, that when you go to the Orthodox Church, it is a haven, it's a refuge, it's a hospital for sinners, but there's going to be crazy people. There's going to be people at your church that are literally on meds. And
churches are havens for mentally ill, Christ brain, damaged frontal cortex people. Thank you, Dyer. It's true. And I saw the Christians coping. They go, well, there's crazy people everywhere. Sure there is, but especially concentrated in churches. That's kind of your thing. Outreach to people in need, people desperate for Jesus, people, that have hit rock bottom and desperate for some type of forgiveness or love. So that's what you get. Yo, that's your clip, Pagan Tradition. Let's go, Pagan Tradition. Hey, you hold on. This is a new account I followed. You got 200 followers. You already got almost 300 likes and 31,000 views. W Pagan Tradition.
There's going to be people that try to fight you. There's going to be people that punch you in the face if you're me. Well, he punched me more in the back of my neck. It wasn't really my face, but I did tumble over a table. It's a funny story. But you can't expect that it's going to be like a bed of roses.
Follow Pagan Tradition.
That the first time I was invited to an Orthodox conference, I got punched. I got punched by a dude. He's a professor. He didn't like the fact that I was arguing that Orthodox Christianity could be defended through transcendental arguments.
Even the other Ortho bros can't stand the obnoxious transcendental argument. His priest, his father, didn't like it.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's the wrong one. That's not the one I wanted to play. This one.
Are you questioning my faith? You want to go?
Dude, these Bible brains can be violent. They see anybody breaking their dogma or blaspheming as a threat, a fear response, a threat, a danger to their worldview. They get mad, violent.
Face a very large, sort of portly dude, and he punched me. And there were many witnesses there.
Imagine that. Dyer got punched by a Christian before me. Dude, if Christians are punching Dyer, imagine what they want to do to me.
I think FDA was there. And I still remain
Yeah. I hope it was one of those big, like, working out, super masculine fathers. I hope it was a big Chad priest that just, like, punked your little transcendental bitch ass. That would be funny. big alpha male Orthodox professor. The dude with the TikTok where he's lifting weights for Jesus.
Orthodox. The next year, or maybe 2 years later, at that same conference, a gigantic 400-pound professor got in my face and screamed at me.
It was.
Yelled at me to try to get me to leave.
Dude, roid raging for Jesus.
Over thinking that transcendental arguments could prove God's existence. I mean, I've seen and dealt with some of the most insane, crazy stuff from people in this domain that it's hard to believe, but it's true. You can ask people that were there. FDA was there for that.
I believe it. I believe it. Brother Nat, you guys are joking about Brother Nathaniel. Bro Nat, Brother Natty. That's who it was. He doesn't like Dyer. Might have been. Okay, let's see Nick getting Esau wrong. And
Immigration.
Esau Elling.
So the guy said, yeah, we need to focus on H-1Bs and immigration. I'm like, H-1Bs? Dude, we're 50% non-white. It's cooked. Immigration. If that's the only issue, I'm going back to bed. People are talking about remigration, mass deportations. If that's the struggle, I'm going back to bed. Is my DoorDash here yet? I'm going back to bed.
This is the last thing.
When the nuclear war starts, wake me up when the third temple is finished. That's the only thing keeping me going, is that we are in a war. We are in a pitched battle against the children of Esau. That's all there is. That's all there is. That's all that matters anymore, is that the Christians are in a war.
I don't think he's Christian identitying out and thinking that Jews are secretly Esau. I think he's just getting Jacob and Esau mixed up.
That's the only thing keeping me going, is that we are in a war. We are in a pitched battle against the children of Esau. That's all there is. That's all there is. That's all that matters anymore, is that the Christians are in a war with the children of Esau.
Nah, dude, you're Esau, bro. Get the lore right. Yeah, Rome is Edom, dude.
And Jerusalem. That's it. That is all that matters. That is the battle. So if you're not talking to me about the new Roman Empire and the new temple and the new Jerusalem, frankly, I don't want to hear it.
Dude, maybe, did he just like Freudian slip or just misspeak? I do it all the time. Was that a misspeak, or does he just not know? He's trying to Esau Jacob it and gets it mixed up. Or this is the last thing Jay Dyer sees before he gets punched and knocked over a table. Brother Natty saying, yo, Dyer, why don't you shut your mouth with all that transcendental bullshit? The last thing Dyer sees at the Russian Orthodox Church. Brother Natty. That's funny. That's good. True story. Check out this spiritual. Speaking, that was actually Paper Jesus wearing the shirt, and I just put Brother Nathaniel's face on it. Paper Jesus is actually the ripped one. Your brain on Christianity. Christianity turns the goyim into spiritual jiggas. A spiritual jigga personified. Let's go.
Jesus is Lord, I said he paid the price. He was nailed to the cross. He didn't do anything twice. I said he took your sins so that you can win. Don't you know Jesus Christ is the one in the end? He's the beginning, you know, the Alpha Mega for sure. He the one that is gonna do it up the road. I said JC was in, do it again. Don't you know Jesus Christ? He is my friend. I said he is the Lord. I said the one we adore. Don't you know we want Jesus and more and more.
Dude, that goes hard.
I always wonder how dumb this goyim sometimes can be.
Let's see. What are we going to do next? Let's do this.
Relationship of Gentiles.
Rabbi talks about the role of Christianity in
We're
the
part
world.
of each other's story. We always have been. To say that Judaism is part of the Christian story doesn't even need explanation. Christianity is birthed out of Judaism.
Johann.
So that the Salem witches were part of a mass hysteria brought about by ergo drought in their grain supply. Similar effects to LSD.
It was a lot more widespread than that. I don't think you can scapegoat an LSD trip of the whole. I've heard that story. The town's bread rotted and LSD, and they all tripped out. And then, but I mean, it was over way longer time. It's because of the Bible. You don't blame LSD. It's because the Bible says, do not accept witches and sorcerers and wizards.
It's not only birthed out of Judaism, but throughout the Christian scriptures, the subject of the Jews and the relationship
tipping off foreskins. That's
Gentile
funny.
Christians to the Jews is teased out in a number of passages. And there's the famous one in Romans 10, 11, and 12, especially Romans 11. But you also have it in Ephesians, and you have it elsewhere, where there's, what exactly is this relationship? Salvation is of the Jews. Okay, great. What does that mean? Right? What does that look like? Or the scene in Acts 15, with the early church trying to figure out, okay, these Gentiles who have now accepted our, the faith, are they supposed to do the law? Are they not supposed to do the law? Are they just there's the relationship of Judaism to Christianity, and what exactly that is something that Christianity has been grappling with, again, from the very, very beginning, very, very beginning. And for Judaism, while our theology, we're not birthed out of Christianity, so we don't have that same necessity to fit Christianity into our theology. As I mentioned to you, it is a part of it, because if our goal is to get the whole world to, you go back to Sinai, where the whole world is pagans. You have your Egyptian form of paganism, and you have your Mesopotamian form of paganism, and then you have this small nation, the people of Israel, who believe in the God of Israel, and he tells them that the goal is that the entire world believes in the God of Israel. Okay. Fast forward, and now we have these Christians all over the world who believe in the God of Israel.
Nothing they hate more, though. Sounds just like Jay Dyer, by the way. Here, I found this, too. There's another one about the demons. Let's see this guy.
In the news, you're seeing a lot of that talk about demons and other things like that. The Vice President Vance has mentioned that. My friend, Tucker Carlson, has also said that, too. And I've had private conversations with him about that. And I do want to address that really quickly, both as an intel officer, a guy who studied physics, a practicing Roman Catholic like Secretary Rubio and Vice President Vance. I respect those views of spirituality and demonic deception, and I think we should be concerned about that. But I think it's theologically premature without knowing everything, equating everything to demons, because God has created this wonderful, visible, and invisible order.
Trucker sent $5 on Rumble. The saddest realization is that the sheeple are exactly what the elites say they are.
The Jews are right about the Goyim to a large degree, unfortunately. Besides being born evil, they call us cattle, and then the Christians turn around and call themselves sheep. Yeah. That about sums it up. Yep. Goyim want to be distracted and told comforting lies and want to live in fairy tale land for the most part.
Humans, animals, angels, and other types of non-human intelligence. And I don't think us as humans, we understand all of God's creation to kind of use a theological kind of framework on that. And I think that everybody needs to keep that in mind, to be respectful of that. And the Catholic Church certainly has a long history in this. And there are Catholic theologians like the late Dr. Paul Thigpen, Dr. Diana Pasulka at University of North Carolina, Dr. Brett Robinson at Notre Dame. They've provided a lot of that analysis and theological interpretation on how people can view this. So I see that as a big impasse, certainly because of the commentary that I'm hearing about that kind of thing. It's very dangerous language, and I think we need to be more thoughtful about that. And just happy I'm able to plug that for a little bit because I don't hear many.
Oh my God, worst
advocates.
clip ever. Shut up.
The Christians are in a war with the children of Esau.
Esau is Aryan, Jacob is Jewish.
That's the only thing keeping me going, is that we are in a war. We are in a pitched battle.
Hold on.
against
Amalek, did you make this? Big Tech did. Thanks for blowing all of our eardrums, Big Tech. How about you put your big brain tech skills to an audio balancer, huh?
the children of Esau.
Esau is Aryan.
That's all there is. That's all there is. That's all that matters anymore, is that the Christians are in a war with the children of Esau. It's Rome and Jerusalem.
Stealing the birthright of Aryans.
Rome and Jerusalem. That's it. That is all that matters. That is the battle.
It is a story about overthrowing, stealing the birthright of Aryans, of Edom, of Rome, which Christianity accomplished.
So if you're not talking to me about the new Roman Empire and the new temple and the new Jerusalem, frankly, I don't want to hear it. The Christians are in a war with the children of Esau.
Is this what is best for us? Is Jesus the only God of truth and light out there? The answer is absolutely not.
We are in a pitched battle against the children of Esau.
Esau is Aryan, Jacob is Jewish.
Nick's getting this mixed up because I've heard him say it correctly before, but then he goes, it was in the talk he did with Spencer. He's like, yeah, we need to do that. He wants to play the Esau role in the Jewish story. He wants to do the Jewish dialectic and play in the Jewish sandbox and play their villain in their antithesis according to their story and their God and their prophecies. That's the problem. All right. Okay, let's do Dugin's crash out. Dugin is such a lol cow. He's gone so mask off. He doesn't even try to hide it anymore at all. All the people that would attack me for criticizing him, or all the people that glazed him and looked up to him and liked him and shilled him or defended him. How are you looking now? You know who you are. Everybody knows who they are. Look at Dugin's latest crash out. He says, whites, they are destroyed the world and themselves. To be white means to be nihilist. It is self-hatred race. It caused so many troubles and others and to itself. It lost the right to be something. No arguments to support their existence. Dude, this guy is like genocidal, seething hatred for the West. He says, I am more white than almost all of you. I am Indo-European, Aryan, and proud to be it. You are wrong, Aryans, liberal, weak, pervert. You are modern. This kind of whiteness is shame. Sham? He's Russian, so his English isn't so good right now. He was probably drunk on a whole lot of Russian vodka, just screaming at the world, at the evil, satanic, demonic West. Yeah, all these white nationalists and pro-white people that were supporting Dugin. He says, real whites are Iranians, Indians, Evolians. All the rest is a thrash. Do you mean like trash? Is that what you mean? Gets worse. 8,000 likes to 1 million views. Who this goes real hard if you're like a third worlder that hates white people. He's hitting the vodka hard, yeah. He says, you are not the people. You are stupid slaves on the Epstein's menu of cruel cannibal elites and their beef jerky ball parties. You are eaten. Your brains are. It is why you watch Euphoria. Is that a Nick Fuentes call out? Does anybody in the chat watch Euphoria? I've never seen Euphoria. Third world seething. Yeah, Sneeko. This goes real hard if you're a Sneeko follower. If you like for Professor Zhang and Sneeko, this is like a based go off from Dugin. You are eaten, your brains are. It is why you got Christ brain, bro. So does Russia and Muslim brain. It is why you watch Euphoria, because all of you are perverts. Disgusting civilization. Yeah, nobody likes pornography or sex or sex before marriage in Russia. That never happens. Only in the West, right? Disgusting civilization. No reason to exist. Please die. I told you, dude. He's on one. Sounds like a ultra anti-white, like Marxist, lesbian, Jewish professor. Disgusting civilization. No, he wants the West to die. Oh, you thought it was just liberal values, Alex Jones? Hey, Alex Jones, come get your guy. Come get your top philosopher, Alex Jones. Who else needs to be called out? Who else needs to be called out for their Dugin shilling? Remember this tweet when you see the B-2s flying above you. Yeah, dude. Dugan's probably really whacking it to Euphoria. He's got a Sydney Sweeney fetish. Okay, hold on. There's more. Gets even worse. Ready? Whites? Oh, wait. We read that one. Sorry. Still another one. The West is totally in fall, collapsed. Still it pretends to be a hegemon. Ridiculous. It is vanishing entity. It should be destroyed. There is not one reason to this thrash to exist. Does he not know how to say trash? Is that what this is? Dude, the dude's seething hatred for Western civilization. Just like Zhang. It should be. He wants to destroy, though. He sounds like a Kabbalah rabbi. Evil, Edom, satanic, demonic. You need to be destroyed. Can you believe this? A whole lot of white nationalists and quote-unquote anti-Semites are have a lot of egg on their face, pie on their face right now. Look, is there at least one argument why the U.S. shouldn't be erased from the face of the earth? Dems are globalists, are utmost perverts, Epstein. GOP are idiots, Epstein. Trump and Zionist of all kind equal maniacs. Dude, you are a... Dugin calling anybody else a maniac? That's rich. Is there some other argument? If not, you are doomed. Okay, kvetch a little harder about Epstein, dude. Yeah, we're all guilty of Epstein, bro. I'm sure Russia's never had some pedophile guy that liked what is the age of consent in Russia, by the way? You're telling me there's not grown men hooking up with 16-year-old girls in Russia getting massages?
Getting totally owned by the West right now.
I know, dude. He's crashing out. The walls are closing in. You mad, bro? Again, to say like everything is Epstein. Epstein's been dead for years. You're telling me you don't think there's leaders in Russia that are corrupt and drunk and doing sexually perverse things? Give me a break. All right, do we have any more? Nope, that's it. Let's hear Candace say that this is back when she worked for Daily Wire. Let's hear
I went
this.
from being faithful. More clarity becomes provided the deeper you get into your faith. I went from atheism, I went from being faithful as a child to an atheist in my young adulthood, and was brought back to faith because I was, involved in a non-denominational church. And now I'm going to be Orthodox Russian by tomorrow. Okay. more clarity becomes provided the deeper you get into your faith. I went from atheist.
I wonder why she hasn't gone Orthodox. She went Catholic, not Orthodox. Would that be too obvious? That'd be a little too obvious for her. Hasn't stopped many others. Dude, just wait till you guys see this new Lucas Gage stuff. The Lucas Gage segment's gonna be some content. Okay, I'm gonna save this Christian stuff for tomorrow and do the Lucas Gage stuff instead. All right, so quite a storm happened online when this account, James D. Russell, 9,000 followers, counter-extremism analyst and investigative journalist covering fraud, extremism, and emerging threats. He says, he does this whole big write-up on Lucas Gage, says, I'm not reading all this. I'll read the first thing. Far-right influencer who left the JQ movement disavows anti-Semitism, more like low IQ, schizo anti-Semitism, and is building bridges with the Jewish community.
The West is living rent-free in Dugin's mind.
Jones should have to, everybody should be calling out, like, why are you so cool with Dugin? Why'd you shill Dugin so much? You're pro-America, you're Mr. America guy, but you love Dugin? Do you hear him? All right, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but blah, blah, blah. Lucas Gage did this. He met with some like Washington, D.C. reporter Jew or something. I'm sure it was probably like Believer, the meeting in the Believer movie. But so then I made this today. I made this today. And so many people are falling for it, guys. Look, here's the photo. Here's the AI photo to go along with the meme, because Stu Peters and Jake Shields and Leonardo Joni and Uncensored AI and all those people that are mad that Lucas called out their lies and their schizo conspiratard bullshit and their meme coin grifts and their shilling gambling sites. He called out all these kooks and schizos and grifters, so they're all mad. And just because he walked back his little bit unhinged, over-the-top, theatrical anti-Semitism and is embarrassed by it and cringe and realized I was right all along about these people. So I memed that he went and met the Rabbi Pinto that Clav just met and Kanye went and met and repented to. That I even meme myself into going back and meeting. Here was mine. Clav and Kanye aren't the only ones begging Rabbi Pinto for teshuva, repentance.
Shalom. No more news. Help me get my YouTube channel back. Shalom.
So now Lucas has met with the famed Kabbalah rabbi. Lucas Gage sat down with the world-renowned wise sage and Kabbalist master Rabbi Pinto to apologize for his past abhorrent and delusional anti-Semitism and to promise he would do anything necessary to receive true atonement. After publicly walking back from the toxic JQ movement, quote-unquote JQ movement earlier this year, Lucas Gage has continued his remarkable personal evolution. Gage took the next step in his journey of teshuva, repentance, atonement, by seeking out one of the most respected spiritual leaders in the Jewish world. In a private meeting, Gage looked the revered Kabbalist in the eyes and expressed genuine remorse for the pain his earlier rhetoric has caused. He asked for guidance on how to make genuine amends. Rabbi Pinto, known worldwide for his profound wisdom, compassion, and ability to guide even the most lost souls toward the light, listened with patience and depth only a true sage possesses. Sources close to the meeting that I just all made up last night before I went to bed. Sources close to the meeting describe Gage as sincere, open, and fully committed to change, willing to take whatever steps the rabbi recommends to heal the damage and become a force for good. He finally saw the light. Shabbos Goy Noah Hyde Ark incoming. Again. Lucas is converting to Christianity, and he's going to be a good Noahide compliant Shabbos Goy. He promised to be flip light switches on Shabbat for the next 6 years for Holocaust survivors. He promised the foreskins of all of his generations to atone. Willing to take whatever steps the rabbi recommends to heal the damage and become a force for good. Lucas will now be a light to the nations. Gage reportedly told the rabbi, "This is the beginning of true healing. For me, for those I hurt, and for the bridges I'm now committed to building," end quote. And so many people don't realize that this is a joke, including Dawson. Dawson, you fell for my troll, dude. I expected Stu Peters, Jake Shields to fall for this. Not you. No, Ryan, no. It's a joke. A saved soul. Lucas has now earned a spot for himself and his family in the world to come. Dawson, bruh, did you really fall for this, Dawson? Also, Brian, why is everyone surprised about this? Liam, did you fall for it too? He might be taking this a bit far. The Christian conspiratards pushed him there. Yeah, all it takes is learning about the schizo Christ brain and the lying conspiratard e-crusader influencer to make even the most ardent anti-Semite become philo-Semitic. Trolling. He's not on the path to healing. He's on the path to lies and evil. I knew he was a lunatic since day one. Oh, man. Dude. Sneeko, when it was bound to happen. Rabbi recommends 200 foreskins to repent. That's funny. That is funny. Okay, Lucas went along with it. Shout out to KnowMoreNews for hooking me up with Rabbi Pinto. This has led to many new opportunities. Not only are his philosophy papers being taken seriously now, the Lakewood community has kept their promises. Hate doesn't pay as much as love. This is an actual photo from his Ring camera. The Jews delivering the shekels as promised to Lucas Gage. Somebody asked, is this real or satire? Bruh. Dude. None of you are ready for Lucas's first new YouTube collab that's dropping next week. Nice one of Lucas and his new BFF, Jonathan Greenblatt. We got Lucas hanging out in the car with BB. We got Lucas with his bros, Ben Shapiro. Dude, I've never seen anybody get the call so hard. How could you, Lucas? How dare you? How dare you abandon the Palestinians? How dare you switch teams? How could he? Dude, Stu Peters was such a kook that he drove Lucas Gage into the hands of the Jews. Have Lucas pushing in the chair for BB. That's funny. Here's Lucas with Miriam Adelson, his wifey, his sugar mama. Explains everything. Totally vindicated on Lucas Gage-stein. I can't wait till Stu Peters covers this on his show tonight on the Stu Report. Everybody should make sure to send this to Stu and say, hey, you better cover this, Stu. Hey, Stu, why are you covering? Are you a part of the Gage-stein network, Stu? Hey, Stu, why are you covering up that Lucas is meeting with the Kabbalah rabbi, Stu? Are you a part of it too? Call him out if Stu doesn't cover this. What a sellout. Okay. We got another 15 minutes. Let's see. What are we going to close it with? Let's do this one. Rabbi Shmuley says, if you're not circumcised, you have lost the connection to Jesus. What do you guys think? Well, dude, their heart wieners are spiritually circumcised, Rabbi. Their brains are metaphorically circumcised. Is that not good enough?
This is one of the greatest.
Here.
Welcome to one of my favorite activities, Saturday.
3, 2, 1.
When my kids were younger, I brought them like every Saturday night. Anyway, so one of the greatest exhibitions the Met has ever put on is on now, Raphael. So the three greatest painters of all time are, no question, number one is Leonardo da Vinci. 2 and 3 is debatable, Michelangelo and Raphael, Michelangelo, but he's certainly top 3. Raphael runes and
oh my God, stop blabbering, dude. Why are we torturing ourselves with this? And what's with the Stu was cooking Lucas yesterday on the show? I kind of want to go watch it right now, to be honest. I want to see it. For some reason, on some of these videos, I go full screen and it doesn't let me pause. It's very annoying. This guy doesn't appreciate art.
Has ever put on in Madrid. They've come from the Borghese Gallery in Rome. But this is the circumcision of Christ, circumcision of Jesus. Now, for all the people.
Yes, Jesus circumcised, like the based Aryan Rastafarian that he was. Jesus was circumcised according to Jewish law on the 8th day. Totally not a Jew.
Saying, some, I think, maybe a Jewish guy pushed him down. I condemned it immediately. And then 2 Israeli soldiers knocked down the statue of Christ. That's 3 incidents with 11 million Israelis who protect Christians, protect all the churches, made all of the Christian holy sites accessible. And by the way, Israel only gets 3.5 million tourists a year. 2 million of them are.
Dude, it's all coping.
People like my
Amalek music's way too loud, dude. Turn it down. Too emotional, Amalek. Where is Amalek?
But here's my point. How can you say that Jews hate Christianity? If anything, Christianity turned on Judaism. This is Jesus' circumcision. Now, if you're not circumcised, then what do you have when you're a male Christian? What do you have in common with Christ? He's born on...
Yeah, come on, Goy. Be like your Jewish Messiah Jesus and circumcise your heart wieners.
He's circumcised on New Year's Day, right? 8 days later. So...
And what's the problem? He said... Gentiles don't need to circumcise anyway. That's the Jewish covenant.
On Rumble. Looks like there's a lot of tiny hats just watching for free. Not very European. Come on, guys. It's the best show online.
Yeah. Apparently a whole bunch of you don't want to chip in 5 shekels or 10 shekels to help me keep the show going and grow the show and spread the show and clip the show. I guess you just don't care getting mogged by all the Christ brains out there.
Everything about Jesus is...
Come on, guys. I can't do it alone.
Okay, what he wore, the Shabbat, which he observed, which just ended, or I can do this video, the kosher food that he ate. And this attempt by people like Tucker Carlson, who's being paid allegedly, who knows how much money in order to vilify Jews, to, first of all...
Okay, I can't hear anymore. Sorry, Amalek. Sorry. Can't do it. All right, those are both long clips we're going to save for tomorrow. Oh, Trashnet says, you're a chump, begging for money, get a job. Okay, don't watch then. Don't watch and don't comment. If you don't think that people should support a show that they watch all the time with a couple shekels. Be banned forever, trash nuts. I've never seen you here before. All right. And yeah, like I said, if you don't have the extra funds to support a show that you watch on a regular basis, I understand. You can still contribute in other ways, creating accounts, clip accounts.
Web surfer sent $5.
Sharing the links.
Smiley face emoji.
Doing Substack on a monthly thing. All right. I'll be back tomorrow. Small Hat and Odin. I will be back tomorrow covering this and a bunch more. Maybe we'll do a Friday seed session looking at all my Instagram bookmarks. Thank you, Goyshiak.
Goyshek sent $5 on Rumble.
Thank you. Thank you. Confirm not Jewish. Tomorrow we're going to do an Instagram. Oh, shit. Hold on. Is today? Oh, my gosh. I almost forgot. Tonight is the book club Zoom call for Substack.
King Salasy was Jesus in blackface hiding from Babylon.
Okay, we'll go out to that again, too. We'll go out to Rastafari Jesus. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the Substack paying subscribers, private book club Zoom call. We're doing the chapter 4 on Paul, or 5 on Paul today. Paul's Jesus. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be important.
Rossi sent $5 on Rumble. Only show calling out the shills.
Thank you. Best show in the world, in my opinion. That's what I always say. So yeah, tonight, if you want to join the book, the Zoom call, I'm way off. Tomorrow is not Friday anyway. I'm like, tomorrow's a Friday show. I'm all over the place. I don't know what day it is. I got cat brain already, apparently. Anyway, maybe we'll do the Instagram seed stream. Oh,
$100, thanks.
Anonymous. There we go.
There we go. This? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you. I think that put us over the goal. We're going to seethe. Oh, I did crazy pills. I meant to do thank you.
Woohoo!
They're nice.
Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, baby.
Thank y'all. Come again.
Thank you, Anonymous. You are the best. Thank you for helping us get over the goal. Kids in Miss No More News can sleep easy now. Oh, we're not to the goal. Actually, we're still 45 away. I know it's Wednesday. I'm way off. I was way off. We're still going to do the seething stream for Instagram. We're going to seethe about Instagram. And yes, I'm way off. I haven't eaten.
I was way off.
Did that blast your guys' ears too hard? My bad. A little soundboard happy today. Just love the soundboard. Okay, I will see you guys tonight for the book call, tomorrow for the Instagram. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, sign up for Subscribe Stars, sign up for Substack, share the links, and I will see you guys very soon, in a few hours, for the VIPs. Oh, wait. I said we're going out to High and Hyperborea again.
Yeshua, Rastashia. King Selassie was Jesus in blackface, hiding from Babylon.
Grace O'Malley sent $20 for Trash Man.
Shoot, I'm on mute. Thank you, Grace. I don't know what you mean by Trash Man from the Trash Man, but I appreciate you, Grace. Thank you. Dude, what is going on? There it is.
Yeshua, Rastashia. King Selassie was Jesus in blackface, hiding from Babylon. Roman oppressors never knew he didn't die on the cross. He escaped to Jamaica. On 420, Yeshua smokes the herbal chalice and curses Hitler's birthday. Christ gonna get high, 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 high in Hyperborea. Yeshua gonna march, march, march down Babylon. Yeshua was a Rasta. His eyes are blue and he's not a Jew. Yeshua was a Rasta.
He's as blonde as the Lebanese ash he smokes. Yeshua was a Rasta. His pure iron DNA is the most potent strain the world has ever seen. Christ gonna get high, 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 high in Hyperborea. Yeshua gonna mash, mash, mash down Babylon. Yeshua was a Rasta. He smokes cross-shaped joints every day. Yeshua was a Rasta. He's not brown like hash, he's white like deity diamond. Was a Rasta. He would smoke hookah on a donkey and teach from the Torah like a true Hyperborean or Rasta man. Christ gonna get high, 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 high in Hyperborea. Yeshua gonna mash, mash, mash down Babylon. Yeshua was a Rasta. His eyes are blue and he's not a Jew. Yeshua was a Rasta. He's as blonde as the Lebanese ash he spoke.
Thank you, Dirty Rick. Go to the gym. Down with Yahweh. Hail Aryan, Rastafarian, Yeshua. And Odin and Thor and Apollo and Zeus.
Gonna get high, 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 high in Hyperborea. Yeshua gonna mash, mash, mash down Babylon. Yeshua was a Rasta.